Welcome everybody to the webinar. I'm really excited to have you here today. I'm very excited to share this information with you. My name is Jeff Darling, and today I just want to teach you guys how to acquire more customers, even if you have little to no marketing budget. Several years ago, when I got started in marketing, I walked into this small business here in Helena, and I began to talk with the business owner. And he began to share with me some of his struggles with his business. And he was maintaining some customers that were coming in, but he just wasn't, his business was not growing, and it was not scaling the way that he wanted it to scale. And so I began to talk to him about some marketing ideas. And what he told me was that he had a very fixed, a very small marketing budget that he could spend each year. And he always spent it on the same platform year after year. And so I began to talk with him about some different ideas. And I said, hey, what if we took these marketing dollars and what if we put it towards a different platform in a little different way and reach a little bit larger audience? And he said he liked that idea, but he was afraid to pull that money from his current marketing plan because he was afraid that he would lose his current customer base, and that if the new marketing plan didn't work and bring in new customers, then he's not getting new customers and he's losing his old customers as well. And you know, I could understand where he was coming from when he told me that. I wasn't sure if that was true or not, but I totally got where he was coming from. So then I suggested to him, I said, well, what if we grab some other money and we created a second campaign to reach a new audience and target a little bit different audience and bring in some more customers that way. And he told me, he said, you know, Jeff, I would love to do that, but I simply don't have the money. And I remember when I walked out of that business, I was pretty defeated, and I was kind of upset because I got into marketing so I could help businesses grow. And I knew that if I could just get more marketing dollars for him or find a way to do a different marketing campaign, that I could bring in more customers. We could work together and help bring in some more customers with a really good plan. And that is when the seed really was planted in my mind about growing a marketing budget. So if you guys are here today, some of you might be able to relate. You may be in this situation or have been in this situation in the past, and you simply need to bring more customers in, but you don't have a big enough marketing budget to do that. And you've done other marketing plans that you've run. Maybe you've run TV, maybe you've run radio or or newspaper or whatever, and maybe even tried to do digital ads and do some digital stuff on social media. And up to this point, nothing has worked. You haven't seen a significant growth. Or maybe you even had somebody come into your place of business or give you a call and say, hey, I'll do the marketing for you, and just hand it over to me and I'll put together a marketing plan for you that's going to grow your business, only to find out that it really didn't work. And your marketing dollars became a liability instead of instead of an investment of what marketing should be, right? It should be an investment. So I just want to tell you at the very beginning of this, that it's up to this point, your marketing really hasn't worked, or it hasn't worked well or well enough. I want you to know that it's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault. It's not even the fault of maybe the platform that you use, whether it's TV, radio, digital. It's not even the fault of that. The problem is that nobody has taught you a foundation to build your marketing plan on. Everybody always does marketing campaigns, and the problem with just doing marketing campaigns is that it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And that is a very costly way and very inefficient, because it's mainly just guesswork, hoping that it will grow your sales. And we don't have, as businesses, I don't know, maybe some of you do, but I would imagine that most of us don't have those marketing dollars, don't have a ton of marketing dollars. So we we have to be smarter about how we market. And today, that's what I want to talk to you about. So before we get into it, first thing I want to take a look at is who this webinar is for. That's the first thing that I want to take a look at, okay? So as I've been out there working with business for the last several years, working with a lot of small businesses here in Montana, there's two problems that I always ran into. And you could tell me if you fall into one of these categories. The first category is the business owner that I would talk to. And the business owner had to keep the lights on. He had to keep his business running, right? So he was busy making sure that his employees got there on time, that they're doing the work that they're supposed to do. He's handling calls. He's making sure inventory is coming in. He's, and the thousand of other things you have to do to keep that business running, because it was just him and maybe a couple other employees. And so he didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to marketing. And marketing takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of learning. It takes a lot of understanding, because the marketing canvas is always changing, right? And there's so many different changes coming up. To keep up with it, it just takes a lot of time. And because business owners have so much on their plate, usually it takes a back seat to that. Or maybe they hire a office manager, and maybe some of you are office managers. And I say kudos to you. My wife was an office manager for many years, and there's a lot of responsibilities. And I think office managers, they should be getting paid more for what they do, because they keep that business going. But they also have the same problem. They wear several different hats, and one of those hats is marketing. And to find time to figure out what is the best marketing campaign, what is the best thing to do, it's really hard to find that kind of time to do that. So that was the first problem that I ran into all the time when I worked with businesses. The second problem was, of course, money, kind of like we're talking about. Is we would talk with them, and maybe they did have the time, but we had marketing ideas, and we had campaigns that we believed would work and things that would work well, but we simply just didn't have a big enough budget to really make it go. And the budget, if you threw that budget out there, it would do a little bit, but it just wouldn't do enough to make it worth it. And I've worked with a lot of businesses in town, and they simply just didn't have the money. So maybe you're here because you fall into one of those two categories, or maybe like most of them, actually, they fall into both categories. They didn't have the time or the money to do the type of marketing that they really needed to do. And if you fall in those categories, I'm telling you today, this webinar is for you. Now, you also may be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, actually, I do have enough time. I've built some good marketing campaigns. We have enough money to put out there to do what we want to do. So before you turn this webinar off, I also want you to know that this is for you as well. Because what this does is this is going to help build a foundation for you that's going to bring in more customers, right? And that's what we want. We want more customers as business. That's the whole goal. And so if you're a business that simply wants more customers, stay on. This is for you, all right? So today, all right, I want to jump into it, okay? I want to teach you guys one thing, right? This is what I call the big domino. The one thing that I want you to get, everybody to get out of this is to teach you how to acquire more customers by exponentially growing your marketing budget with the Tower marketing system. That's what it is. Because we don't have a lot of time, because we don't have a lot of money, we need to build a system that's going to increase our marketing budget and give us a foundation to build on, so that our marketing campaigns are bringing in customers, and they're trackable and they're scalable to our business. And that's what I want to show you today. This is what's beautiful about this is a scalable plan that is going to really, really change the way that you market from here on out. So I'm very, very excited to go over this with you and share everything with you. Before I really dig in deep to this, right, I just want to share with you a little bit about myself so you understand where I'm coming from, right? So like I said, my name is Jeff Darling. I've been in marketing for several years. And back when I first started, I remember I walked into a place of business. I interviewed for a job, um, and I just thought it was another outside sales job. I've been in sales my entire life, my entire career. I've been doing sales, and a lot of those were outside business to business sales. And so what I thought this was just another outside business to business sales job. And so I went in and talked with it, and I got the job. What I found out pretty quickly was that it was also a marketing job. And so I began to look at the marketing side of it, and I can't explain why. I don't know why, but I absolutely fell in love with marketing because I could see that if you did marketing correctly, you could help businesses grow. And that is what I wanted to do. That was my passion, is to go out there and help these businesses, these small businesses, these Helena businesses, these Montana businesses, to be able to grow and compete, right? Because today we're not just competing with local businesses. We're not just competing with each other. We're competing with almost the entire nation. We're competing with the Amazons of the world. We're competing with these big corporations, and we're competing with other businesses who are doing online, who are selling e-commerce all over the country. And so the marketplace has grown in size, making marketing that much more difficult to get the attention of those people around us. And so I really wanted to help them grow. And so I did what every other sales rep did, right? And I'm sure you've done it, and you've seen it happen. Is I went from business to business, right? And I began to talk with them, and I'd say, hey, do you want to do a marketing campaign? At the time, I didn't know a lot. I was just learning. I was just getting into it. So I was doing what I was told to do. And so I'd go in, and I closed a few sales, and I would run a marketing, usually like a TV commercial, some digital. At the time, I would run a campaign for 3 to 6 months, and then I'd go back to the business owner. And I would sit down with the business owner and ask them a question. I'd ask them, how did it go? Right? You know what their response to me was? Probably the same as your response if you've done it. I don't know. I don't know how it did. Right? That's what they would always come back to me with. And they would ask me the question right back. How do you think it went? And my answer was the same. I simply didn't know. I'm like, ah. So then I would say, well, did it help you with sales? And I'd always get one of 3 answers whenever I asked the sales question. How did your sales go during the campaign? The first one is, every once in a while they'll say, yeah, I got a little bit more sales, but that's because of, and there would be some outside source, right? Because of the time a year, or maybe there was a parade or something else was going on that could have increased traffic to their business. So we weren't sure. We didn't know, if it was because of the marketing. The second answer, of course, was no, everything stayed the same, nothing changed. And the third answer, unfortunately, the answer that I got the most was, actually my sales went down a little bit over the past few months. And so I was like, okay, well, that's not good, right? And the marketing just simply didn't work. And I'm just going to be completely transparent with you guys today. I ran these marketing campaigns, and that's what happened to me. And I'm going to say this. If you ever have a marketing person, this is a side note, right? This is free of charge. If you ever have a marketing person that you hire and they have to ask you the question, how did it go? Fire that marketing person right away. They need to know how it goes. If they don't know how your marketing campaign is doing, they're not doing their job right. They're not helping. They're essentially probably just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that they get lucky. And you are wasting your time and your money with them. So I failed over and over, and I would walk out, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I've got to solve this problem, because I want to grow marketing campaigns that actually work, that actually help businesses grow. So how do I do that? And I really needed to solve that problem. So I went out and I began to study under all of the best marketing experts in the country. People like Jeff Walker, people like Russell Brunson, and Dan Kennedy, who we're going to talk about in a minute. Different people like that. I don't know if you've heard of them, but these are all some of the top marketers. Donald Miller in the country. And I bought their books. I've watched their videos. I've gone to their seminars. I've spent thousands of dollars. I spent hundreds of hours studying them, what they're doing, and what is working in today's world and today's marketing. And so I took bits and pieces of all of that. I grabbed the best that I could and what I knew about the Montana market, about the Helena market, and I created the tower marketing system to help businesses grow in town, because that is what I wanted to do. And so that's what I want to share with you today. This is a high-level overview of what this system is and what it does for businesses. And like I said, it's a high level. There's a lot to each piece of it, but I was going to share with you to give you guys the concept and then help you from there. All right. So let me give you a quick overview. Today, this is what we're going to go over, right? These 3 secrets that almost nobody is talking about and you may not have heard before. Secret number 1 is how to turn traffic you control into traffic that you own. Secret number 2, how to generate unlimited marketing dollars, even if you have little to no marketing budget. And number 3, how to make customers worth substantially more to your business than ever before. So we're going to dive into each one of these and talk about them in detail. And when you put all 3 of these together, you can see the system and how it's going to work. All right. So let's just dive into this. Okay. Secret number 1: how to turn traffic you control into traffic that you own. Now, before we get going, you guys may already know this, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. When I say traffic, I simply mean people or potential customers. That's all I mean, okay? And so there are 3 types of traffic that we look at, right? The first traffic is traffic that you don't control. This traffic is we don't worry about because this is free traffic. This is all organic traffic. If someone goes on to Google and they Google something like your product or the product that you sell, and your website comes up and they go to it, you had no control over that. It was organic. They got you, or maybe word of mouth. Someone said, "Hey, go talk to so-and-so," or "Hey, I've got this over at this store," whatever it was, word of mouth. It's all free traffic. So we don't worry about the traffic that we don't control because it's just going to happen. But I will say, with the proper tower marketing system foundation set up, the traffic that you don't control becomes much more effective than it has in the past. All right. And so at the end of this, you're going to see why. You're going to see what that means. The second type of traffic is traffic that you do control. Okay. Now, this, simply put, is paid traffic. This is your ads that you pay to run so you can control traffic. And the third thing is traffic that you own, right? And this is what we're really going to discuss on this, is what does that mean? Traffic that you own. This is the piece of the puzzle that so many businesses, especially in Montana, are missing. Businesses that are doing this well are destroying the market and they're beating their competition. And so we need to learn how to do this here in Helena and here in Montana. So let's talk about traffic that you control, okay? When we control traffic, we try to send, when we run paid ads, we try to send usually customers to 2 main areas, right? Number 1 is you do pay traffic and you're trying to lead them to your place of business, to your brick and mortar, right? I'm going to say something is, if your marketing campaign is to do that, to drive people straight to your business from ad to business, it is very, very difficult to do that. And it costs a lot of money for that to happen successfully, right? Because you're asking people to spend not only money, but you're asking them to spend time, gas money to drive to your place of business to purchase or do whatever you want them to do. So if you're trying to go from step 1, control to paid ads, to step 2, brick and mortar, that is a hard process and that takes a lot of money. There's an easier way to do that. And so stop doing it. Honestly, I mean, stop doing that and listen to this, because there's a better way. The second way is leading people to their website. When we lead people straight from our marketing campaign, like I said, whether it be TV, radio, digital, billboards, whatever it is, most of the time we're leading people to our website, okay? And this is what I call hope marketing. Let me explain to you what I mean. Most websites, here's a traditional website, is you do that, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, or like I said, we drive people to the website. On that website, we have all the information listed there. We have your logo, and then your main banner, and then we have usually have a button that says, here's all of our products, here's all of our service, here's about us, right? And we hope that the customer does what we want them to do when they come to our website. Most websites work like this. It's like going into a Verizon store and having no reps in that Verizon store. Instead, what you have is all of the phones lined up, and next to each phone, you have a thick brochure that tells you all the details about that phone and everything that you can get with it. And the customer comes in and they have to go through each phone one by one to try to figure out what they want. How well do you think that Verizon store is going to do? No, no Verizon store, no business is going to run their brick and mortar store that way, right? They're going to have a sales rep that's going to go and guide people and talk with them about what they want. Yet we run our websites like this all the time. And it becomes, like you see on here, it becomes a brick wall, because what we're doing is we are overwhelming our customers, or we're confusing our customers. One of my favorite marketing experts that I study under is a guy named Donald Miller. And his company is called Story Brand. And just a side note, check out Story Brand. It's an amazing, he does an amazing job. I love what he does. But he says this, he says, if you confuse, you lose. And when we send people, and I look at it the same way, as we overwhelm, we lose. It doesn't rhyme as well, but I look at it the same way. We send people to our website. If they don't know what to do in the first 5 seconds of that website, they don't understand who you are, what to do, and how to get your product, you're going to lose them. If they have to sit there and search through your website to try to figure out what they want, right? So it becomes like a brick wall, and so many of us run our websites like that, and it just doesn't work. We have to have a better way. And so what I set up is a funnel marketing program. Okay. Now, funnel marketing is like hiring your best salesman who will work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never takes a break. And you don't even have to pay him insurance, right? Let me show you what I mean. Let me just go to my new share. All right, let's pull up my whiteboard. All right, change that to black. I don't know why that's red. So this is what I mean with the funnel marketing. All right, and this is what I want to talk about. This is how we turn traffic that we control into traffic that we own. All right, this is what we do. The first thing is we create an ad. All right. So let's just say we go to our friend Mr. Zuckerberg, right? And we buy Facebook ads from him, right? We want to take that ad, and instead of leading them to our website that has all this information on there, everything that we do, everything that we have to offer, we send them, instead of doing that, we send them to a single landing page. And what we're going to do is, on this landing page, we're going to make a bargain with them. We're going to do a bargaining chip that we're going to give to them. And what we're going to do is, we are, in exchange for their information, all right, in exchange for their info, which they'll fill out right there, we are going to give them our product. Okay, we're going to give them something this is going to be of great value to them, usually, not always, usually for free. Okay, we're going to offer them something of great value that helps them. Now, to do this well, this is kind of a side note, but to do this well, we need to understand who our customer is, who our target, actually what I call is our dream customer. And it's much more than just age and demographic, right? It's not, your dream customer is not a female between the ages of 25 and 55 who lives in the Helena area. That is not your dream customer. Your dream customer is much more detailed than that. It's someone who enjoys cooking and who likes exercise and is into organic foods and has 3 kids and all that stuff. You really got to nail it down, and you got to know. The better you know who your customer is, the better you can do at this. So what we want to do is we want to offer them something of great value. For every business that's different, uh, and so it takes a little bit of thinking and creativity, but there are things that you can build. And so what you do is you say, I'll give you this for great value that's going to help you in exchange for your information. Usually it's email. It doesn't have to be email. It depends on your goal as a business. It could be your phone number. You could get their information through Facebook Messenger, and so you'll be able to messenger. The trick is once you get their info, they become, after you get their info, now they become traffic that you own. And here's the beautiful part is once they become traffic that you own, now you can talk to them anytime you want. You could talk to them every day. You could talk to them every third day. You could talk to them once a week, whenever, however much you want to talk to them, and you continue to offer them. But you never have to pay to market to them again because they become traffic that you now own, right? So we're going to guide. This up here is controlled traffic, right? This is controlled. We control them. They give us their information. They're now traffic that you own. And that is the key. That is something that has to be done well. It has to be done right. And if you are doing this as a business, you're beating your competition. If you are not doing this, what most businesses do is they run, like we talked about, they go to their website. Most people don't buy. A couple people will. Then they bounce out of the website. Then they have to pay to try to bring that traffic back. They're continuing to pay to bring the same traffic back to their website. And that's what we don't want to do. We want to turn them in the traffic that we own, okay? So let's go back to my share. Let's go back to my screen. All right, so this is here's a couple of examples, all right? The first example I'll show you. Oh, this is a couple I found online, and I'm going to show you one that I'm doing. But this one, like the first one you see to the left, sorry, it's a little bit blurry. I got to get a better picture, but it says free survival business card. And we have a business card here that also works as a knife, a can opener, a ruler, or whatever it is, hundreds of different things. And this is the NRA, the Business Alliance, and they're offering this free business card for exchange for their name and email. Then they can continue to email them and whatever other things that they want to offer them. The same thing to the right, you see the golf free report, 7 shortcuts to instantly improving your ball striking. They're going to give this to golfers. They know who their clients are. These are golfers, and probably not just any golfers. They probably know these are golfers who are trying to get better, golfers who are maybe not shooting super well, have a handicap of like 25 or 30, golfers who want to learn to get better, the kind of the casual golfer, right? And so they're offering this book to help them, and then they're going to send them articles and information, and then continue. And then every once in a while, I know this because I'm a part of this, but then they send them different offers of, hey, we have this training program, or we have these new clubs, or we have this new training club, and then they sell them those clubs. One that I'm working on, I'm going to exit out of this real quick. One that I work on here is it's a company called Soothe, and it's a CBD fluid. I don't know if you guys are familiar with CBD, but that's beside the point. But what they're doing is they're saying, hey, get your first 30-day supply for free. The idea is they want to continue to sell this Soothe because it's a consumable. In this situation, it's really nice because it's a consumable. So every month they have to refill it. So they're getting on the front end, they're giving away a free one. And then on the back end, they get them into a subscription. And we're going to talk about that in more detail of what that looks like and why it works so much better than what most businesses are doing. But that is what they're doing right now. And they're getting email information because they're giving their CBD customers something of great value, right? For those people who have never tried CBD or want to try it or not sure about it, they're giving them their product so they can experience their product. And people are not going to buy from you unless they know, like, and trust you. And they can't know, like, and trust you until they experience what you have. Maybe in a little way, or if somebody else whose experiences, who they trust, say, yep, this is good, you should do it. So you need to find a way to get them to experience your product or your service and make them an offer that they can't refuse, right? So that's why, actually, I didn't say this earlier, but I usually call this type of offer the godfather offer. What's an offer that they can't refuse, right? So that's what we want to do. Let me go back to my presentation. All right. So let's move on to secret number 2. Secret number 2 is how to generate unlimited marketing dollars, even if you have little to no marketing budget. Okay, so we're gonna build on our last, what we looked at for traffic. We're gonna build on that with this. And and once you understand this concept, you can out-market your competition. One of the marketing experts out there that I studied named Dan Kennedy, he had this to say: whoever spends the most money to acquire customers wins. Now, when I first read that, I remember thinking to myself, okay, that's an obvious statement, right? If you have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to flood a market with your product or service, you're probably going to win, and because you're going to be able to tell everybody. But I don't know about you, but I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on marketing. And most of the businesses I've worked with, actually all of the businesses I've worked with, didn't have that kind of marketing dollars to use. And so it was a statement that I'm like, well, yeah, that's obvious, but there's nothing I could do with it. But then I began to think about it. And I remembered the business that I had worked with. That was one of my first businesses I had worked with who just didn't have enough money at the beginning of this to be able to do any other marketing campaigns. And I remember thinking, what if there was a way that I could generate more marketing dollars? And so I began to really think about that. And that is when I learned about the front end offer. And the front end offer changed everything about how I began to create marketing plans. The front end offer is like creating a conveyor belt. Okay. And on this conveyor belt, you put $1 on, it goes through the little machine, and out comes your same dollar and a buying customer when you did that. That is what a front end offer does for you. And so I'm going to share with you what I mean here. We're going to go back to the drawing board, if you will. All right, let's clear. Why did I keep going red? Let's clear this. Okay. So this is what I mean. All right. This is where we first start. We're going to first start building my analogy with the tower market. This is where we're going to first start building the tower. Okay. So the first thing that I do is with any marketing campaign is I want to build what I call the lobby. Okay. So this is going to go back to the traffic that we talked about. So the first thing is like I said, we have our Facebook ads or whatever our ads are, and we're going to control traffic, and we're going to bring them to our lobby. Okay. There's my people, beautiful people. We're going to bring them to our lobby, but we want to get them into the lobby, right? So that's what I just talked about. We're going to make them an offer, the Godfather offer, right? An offer they can't refuse, and for exchange for the information. So only way they get into the lobby is if they give us the information. So we start to fill our lobby up with as many customers as possible. And that's the whole goal, is to get all of these customers into our lobby. They can experience our product, and we fill that up with 100, 1,000, 15,000, 50,000, whatever your business is, it just depends. But we fill that lobby up as many people as we possibly can. But here's the problem, and you may have already caught this. This Facebook ads cost money to get people there, right? And to get people there and get them into the lobby, each one of these people that we got is going to cost us money, right? So if we only have $300, $500, $700 a month to spend on marketing, it's really not going to be very effective. We might get 1 or 2 into the lobby each month, but that's not scalable. So we have to solve this problem. So this is where I create the front end. This is the front end offer, okay? So stick with me here. What we want to do is we're going to go back to the same idea, right? But we're going to grow on that. All right, so we're going to start with our Facebook ad, okay? And what we do is we have the Godfather offer here, right? Which is, like I said, it's usually free. It doesn't always have to be free, but it usually is. Then we're going to make, on this one, this is going to be our sales page. Okay. And this, let's just say it's a $10. We're going to offer a product or a service for $10. And this is an upsell page. All right. And let's just say we're going to offer something for $50. Now, what I do whenever I run these marketing campaigns, this is what changes everything, is I want to look at what's called the CPA, or cost per acquisition, versus your average cart value, how much people are paying. All right. So stick with me here. I'm going to share with you what I mean. It's going to take a little bit of math, so bear with me. So let's just say we put $1,000 and we give that to Mr. Zuckerberg to run ads, to drive people to our Godfather offer. Okay. And so let's just say on a normal, they do okay. And it costs us with Facebook, it costs us $1, the cost per click. So it costs us $1 for every single click. So we get 1,000 clicks and we have 1,000 people to visit our Godfather offer, right? And now let's just say that we have a 30% conversion rate with this offer, which isn't bad. That's pretty decent, right? So 300 people say, yep, I'll take you up. I want this free information. I want this free product, whatever it is. I'm going to take it. So 300 people say, yep. Then 300 people then go to our sales page. Well, let's just say our sales page, then we have a 20% conversion rate. Okay. So out of those 360 of them say, you know what, that's a really good deal. I'm going to take you up on this offer. And they spend $10 and they buy your product or service for $10. Okay. Then 60 of them go to the upsell page. And let's say you have about a 10% rate on this one, right? Closing rate, that 10% of them say, yeah, I want that. So that's about 6 people who take your upsell for $50. Okay. So what happens is I take a look whenever I run these campaigns. I want to see what our cost per acquisition. So since we got 60 people and we spent $1,000 this month, right? I take that and divide it out. I did the math earlier. If you guys are math whiz and I'm wrong on this, I apologize. Just ignore the wrong math. If it's wrong, I don't think it is, but if it is, just ignore it and get the concept here. I look at it and say, okay, it costs us $17 per customer to get them as a customer, and we want them as a paying customer. I don't worry about the first 300 here because these guys are leads, and leads are good, but they haven't purchased from you, which means they really haven't experienced your product, and they're just leads. So I want to focus on customers, those who have actually purchased from you and bought from you, because since they bought from you, more likely they know, like, and trust you since they bought from you. Okay. So then we take a look at that and we say, okay, so it costs us $1,000, but through these 2 sales, we generated X amount of sales, and then our average cart value at the end is $17. So we basically we put $17 on the conveyor belt. We sent them through, right? And then at the end, we got $17 and a buying customer. Every dollar we put in, we got $1 out. Now you may look at this and you say, okay, well that's a perfect situation, right? How often does it happen? It doesn't happen right away. But here's the thing, that this is something that I want you guys to grasp. This is the beauty of everything. Let's just say everything stays the same except for our first offer. Instead of it being 30%, only 10% take you up on it. Okay, instead of 30%. That means only 100 customers come through. Everything else, the closing ratio and everything else stays the same, except for, since we only have 100 now. Through 100, only 20 go through instead of 60 who buy the product, and from there, only 2 upsell. So in this case, what happens is, instead of $17, your cost per acquisition is $17. Your cost per acquisition just becomes $50, and your average cart value is $20. That is not what we want. And we're losing money for every single customer we bring in, every single we pay to do that. Now we're losing money on those, and that's not what we want. So instead of like a normal campaign, when we run it and it doesn't work or we lose money, we scratch everything and start brand new because we're just guessing. We don't need to do that anymore. All we have to do is we look at this page and we say, okay, this is 10%. We got to get it up to 30%. So maybe we change the offer, or maybe we change the wording, or maybe we change the leads, or maybe we change who we're targeting a little bit on this. But we make some changes and we try to fix it to get it up to 30%. Everything else can stay the same, right? And so we test things. The beautiful thing about digital marketing is that you can test stuff to see what works the best without spending thousands and thousands of dollars and tons of time just to find out it doesn't work. You can find out within a week and a few days what works and what works the best. What I do is I do the 100 visitor test, and I'll start out putting a small amount of money towards it, get your first 100 visitors, and get my idea of what this looks like and what our closing rates is. And if it's not what we want to be, then I change things around and I try it again. And sometimes I'll try 2 or 3 at the same time just to see what works the best. But that's what's nice about it. So then, but let's say this is 30%, but your sales is only getting 5%, right? Then you do the math and you figure out what your customer cost per acquisition versus your average cart value. Then the best case scenario is, let's say instead of 30%, now 50% of people go through, and you have 500 people, everything else stays the same. Well, then I didn't do the math on that, but your cost per acquisition, let's say, is $20 and your average cart value is $50, right? Well, now this is best case scenario because you're putting $1 onto the conveyor belt and you're getting $2 and a customer out. And when you do this, you essentially create unlimited marketing dollars, because if you put 1,000 towards it, what happens if you put 2,000 towards it or 5,000 towards it, right? You're going to get more and more customers, and you create this system that's going to increase your budget and bring you more customers. I'm going to show you a couple examples of what I mean here. So let me go back to. Where's my share? New share, there we go. Let's go back to the presentation, all right? So now we filled that lobby up, and each person in that lobby cost $17 to get into the lobby, but then they spent $17, so they offset their own marketing cost when they did it. So here's a couple examples that I want to show you. Whoops, let's go back, get out of there. So here's the first one that I want to show you here. This is with something I'm working with Capital City Health Club. And what this is get your unlimited buddy pass for free. So this is our Godfather offer. Anybody who's interested in working out. Now, the nice thing about this is now they can bring in a friend as well. So they get 2 for the price of 1, right? And then we offer them a free bonus, Fast Fitness, how to fit physical activity into a busy schedule. Here's another side note for you guys, is you may be thinking to yourself, that's great, but I really don't have a Godfather offer. I wouldn't know what to offer. A lot of times information stuff is a good thing to offer. And there's a bunch of websites where you can get private label rights for very, very cheap. This is a book that I found that works perfectly with their campaign. It cost me $8, and I can resell it or give it away for free as much as I want. I bought the rights to this book for just $8. So depending on your business, you can go in and almost find any type of, they can be products, they can be books, they can be lesson plans, whatever it is. You can find something similar to your business and buy the rights to it, and then you can use that as a Godfather offer if you want. But anyway, get your free unlimited pass, and then I send people to this page. A certain amount of people say, yeah, I like this idea, and they click on it, right? And then we make our first offer. Special one-time offer, the 30-day fitness jump start challenge. And this is what we offer them. You get a 30-day pass for you and workout buddy, 4 training sessions, personalized fitness program, access to Group X, Fast Fitness assessment, access to all amenities. I like to put in the value if I can and say, hey, this is the value of $950 for only $99. We're going to give this to you. And then we have a percentage of people that buy this. We haven't run this through yet, But when we run this or something like this, then we can track and say how many people are taking the free offer, how much is it cost per lead, and then how many people are buying this. So what's our customer acquisition cost per acquisition? And then hopefully what that will do is that's going to offset, and they're going to put their dollar in and get their dollar out and a customer. Then they can continue to talk to that customer and offer them, if they have a Spartan Run challenge that they're doing or different X-Class challenges, and they continue to offer them to become members to their club as often as they like, and eventually get them into members. So that is an example of how that works. Let's go back and move on. Let's move on to our third thing, and you'll see how all this plays together. Okay, so secret number 3, how to make customers worth substantially more to your business than before. So we got to think about the first 2. Now that we've taken traffic that we control, we pay for that traffic, and we turn the traffic that we can own. So now we can talk to them as much as we want without having to pay for them again. Number 2 is how to create unlimited marketing dollars. So then we create an offer and an upsell offer to them, and we drive them through that. So we put them $1 on, we got $1 off. Now, one other thing I want to say before moving on is that the example that I used earlier is a general example. Some of you may be sitting there going, hey, that works great for some businesses. That's not going to work for mine. It does work for yours. There's hundreds of different funnels that you can choose from based on your business, whether you're a service business or you're an e-commerce business or whatever business you are trying to run and trying to do. There is a funnel that works. The concept works the same. We create those front-end offers, and we generate customers who offset their marketing costs. It may be a little bit different for yours if yours doesn't work in that exact same way. So I'm going to give you some examples at the end of this that give you some more ideas, but it's going to work for your business before you turn this off and think, well, that's great, but it doesn't work for me. So number 3, though, is how to make customers worth substantially more to your business. So this is where we're going to talk through this, okay? We continue with more offers, right? And I look at 3 type of offers. I call them the floor offers. These are just any other offers that you want to make. You can create as many floors as you want. You can create as many offers as you want. Whatever your business is, you could have, some businesses have 50 of these. Other businesses maybe only have 1. Some businesses have none. But then you want to create a continuity offer. And what I mean by that is that's just a monthly payment, a monthly subscription every single month that somebody's paying. Now, for like health clubs, this is built in automatically. This is not for every businesses, but more businesses can do this than you think. Your business, you may have never thought about a membership program for your business, and you may not think it's possible. You'll be surprised when you get a little bit creative, what kind of programs you can sell, because this is consistent money coming in every single month. And this is a game changer if you create a continuity offer, right? And then the last thing is your high ticket offer. And simply put, that is whatever you want to offer that's going to make you the most money. And that's where you want to drive customers to get to your high ticket and or your continuity offer, right? So here's a demonstration of what I mean, right? So this is how I build my tower, just to give you guys a visual of what I mean, all right? So we start with that lobby, which we talked about. We fill that lobby up with as many customers as we can. We get those customers to pay for themselves. But once they do that, right, $17, they spent $17 to get in the lobby. They bought something for $17, so they offset their own marketing costs. But you as a company haven't made any money yet. So that's why you create your floor offers. You create your next offer, and you offer them only to those people in your lobby because they've already paid. You don't have to pay to market to them anymore. So they're free. And so you make an offer. Now, not everybody in your lobby is going to take you up on that offer, but you're going to have a higher closing percentage because they're already your customers. And like I said earlier, they already know, like, and trust you. So they're more likely to purchase from you on your first floor offer, your next offer that you make to them. And when they purchase that, it becomes pure profit from a marketing standpoint because you're not paying for them again. Then you create a second floor offer, third floor offer, as you can kind of see. Now, ideally, each offer goes up in value. It doesn't always work that way, and it doesn't have to work that way. This is, like I said, this is an example. This is a perfect situation. So then but each one is worth more in value. So then you offer everybody in your first floor and everybody in your lobby, hey, I've got this offer for $50 or whatever it is. And a certain amount says, yeah, I'll take you up on that. And then you continue to talk to them. You build more trust. You build more rapport. You're done paying for them. Then the ones who know, like, and trust you the most, your dream customers, end up buying your high ticket and or your continuity plan at the top there. And that is going to make you the most money. And most of the time, those customers, they go by the 80-20 rule. Though that's about 20% of your customer base, and they're going to supply 80% of your profits. Sometimes it's 90-10, sometimes it's 95-5, but usually it goes by the 80-20 rule. So the goal is to continue to move them up your tower with different offers. And each customer is going to continue to buy from you more and more, making your customers worth more to you than before, right? So this is so important. We don't live in an LA or a New York where we have millions of people that we can continue to market to, that we can throw out there to try to come in, right? We have a very small amount of people in our area that we can talk to. And so we have to be smarter about how we market, and we have to make them worth more because we just don't have as many to choose from. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples here. Here's one for a physical therapist. So the introduction offer, the Godfather offer, is a free massage. From there, they're going to offer them adjustments, just a one-time adjustment so they can experience their product, experience them, and get that experience so then they can build that rapport and get them to know, like, and trust them. Their continuity offer is simply more adjustments, right? It's pretty simple. They want to continue with more and more adjustments every few months or every week or whatever that is, right? But then at the end, they want to offer them a wellness program, which they created, that helps people with their diet, helps them with their exercise, helps them keep in good shape, and keep them healthy for the rest of their lives, so that when they get older, they can move around and they can play with their grandchildren, they can hike mountains, which they can do. So it's a wellness program that he wants to do. Now this one serves both as high ticket offer, and it's a continuity offer that he makes every single month. So that's ultimately going to make him the most money. Adjustments is kind of that layer thing, right? Here's another one. This is for a cooking store, right? So we offer a free cookbook with all the recipes. And then with every cookbook they purchase, there's a recipe in there that they can buy and have that sent directly to them or pick up at the store with all the ingredients they need for that recipe. So they can buy those recipes from the cookbook. Then they sign up for a new monthly program that they can continue to send new recipes to, and then they can purchase all the ingredients to those recipes. And ultimately, then they get put on a monthly program where it's automatically done for them. They get the new recipes, they get everything that they need for those new recipes. So the recipe of the month club, and they continue to make more money on that. Real quick, another one is a dentist. You got free cleaning that they get. Then they're going to offer them a whitening and or cosmetics. Depending on the customer, they're not all offer the same thing, and it's not offered in this order. These are just different offers. And ultimately, they want to get them to a 6-month checkup. Every 6 months, continue cleaning their teeth, checking their teeth, and get them into their continuity program, right? So that is everything that I have for you guys today. That is the 3 secrets that I wanted to share with you: how to turn traffic you control to traffic you own, how to create unlimited marketing dollars, and how to make your customers worth substantially more. So right now, you probably feel like this: a lot of information coming at you right away. And I'm sorry, I didn't know how to do that, but I try to keep this as simple as possible. But there is so much to this, and each section I could go on for hours and to get into details, but we just simply don't have time for that. I just wanted to give you guys the idea of this, right? So, but what I do want to do is I want to make an offer for you guys today to help in this process. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to make you guys an offer, and here's what you're going to get. Okay, the first thing is a one-on-one strategy session, and in this session, We touched on it, but I want to identify your dream customer, because we got to know who you need to market to. And like I said, it's not female 25 to 65, and it is not everybody. If you think your target marketing is everybody, you're never going to win. We're going to develop your personal tower. We're going to develop your Godfather offer at the front end. We're going to develop your other floors if you have them, your continuity plan if we can, and your high ticket. We got to understand what those are, and we're going to create that and build that up. And then I'm going to create that front end offer. And we didn't talk about this, but with every single offer, you need a hook, a store, and a story to go along with that offer to be able to bring people in. So I'm going to help create that for you so that you can drive people in to your offer and start owning some of your own traffic. All right. So we're going to do the one-on-one session. And then we're going to do what's called a ClickFunnels 2-week trial. So ClickFunnels, we didn't touch on this, but this is the platform that I used when I showed you the Capital City Health Club one, the Soothe one. That's ClickFunnels. That's what I use. Now, I am not a graphic designer. I don't know how to do code. I use this platform. It's super easy to use. You can create beautiful designs. It works really, really well. And this is a tool that if you want, you can use it yourself, because once you understand this concept, you're going to be able to do this stuff yourself if you want. And this is a tool that's going to make it very easy for you. Now, there are other tools. There's Infusionsoft, and there's Lead Pages, and there's Kajabi. There's other tools that you can use. This is just the one that I use that I find works the best for me. And I just want to give you guys that a 2-week trial to be able to use it, see how it works, and go from there. All right. The other thing is that autoresponder system. And a lot of businesses aren't using this. This is where you collect your leads. This is where you take your traffic and now you own it. You need a place to house all those leads that you're getting in and all those customers that you have, so you can continue to talk to them, and you do that through an autoresponder system, right? And that's done through email mostly, but it can be done through Facebook Messenger. It can be done through text message, whatever those is, but you need an autoresponder system to set up. And I will help set that up for you. I will teach you in more detail what that means, because we don't have time right now to get into it. But that's a system that you're going to need to work with. So I'll give that to you. So with the one-on-one strategy, the ClickFunnels, the autoresponder, I'm also going to create and design your first front end funnel for you. I'm going to create this and I'm going to build this out. I'm going to use ClickFunnels. I'm going to use the autoresponder. I'm going to do this so that you guys can get started. I want to teach you guys all of these things throughout this whole process. I'm going to teach you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so that you know how to do it and you can take control of your marketing, and you're going to have a foundation to be able to build on and grow with. And then the last thing I want to do for you guys is I will write your first email sequence, which comes through your autoresponder system, right? So once somebody signs up or buys or purchases, whatever, we have to send automated emails to them to stay in control with them. And I'm going to create an email sequencing for you so that people are automatically, you don't have to spend time because you're busy working, right? You're busy trying to run your business. Every time somebody buys something, you don't have time to go and sit down and send a thank you email and set all that things up and tell them the next steps and make the next offer. I'm going to create an email sequence that's going to automate all of this for you. And this is an automated program. When you put this all together, it's automated for the most part. And that's why I say it's like a salesman working for you 24/7. They're going to find the people, they're going to drive them through the sales process all the way up into, and in some cases through the entire sale. Or if you guys are scheduling appointments, they'll bring them all the way up to where they get you an appointment for them. So that's what this is going to do for you. So this is what I'm going to offer. Now the total value of this is $1,535. Okay. So that's what this is going to cost. Now, I'm not going to charge you $1,535 to do this. All right. But even if I did, and we did this for $1,500, and all that this did for you, and you set this up, and this brought in buying customers and filled up your lobby every single month, brought you 15, 20, maybe even 50 customers every single month, and filled up your lobby that paid for themselves, would $1,500 be worth it? Because now you continue to sell to that, and now you're growing your business and you're scaling your business bigger than you have in the past, and you're owning that traffic, would that be worth $1,500? Now, like I said, I am not going to charge you guys $1,500 to do this. In fact, what I want to do is I want to offer this to you for free. All right. I want to give this to you. I want to set this up for you for free so that you can learn and understand how this works. And I want to give your marketing, I want to give it to you so that you can control your marketing. You don't have to worry about somebody else coming and saying, hey, I'm gonna create a great marketing campaign for you. You can use somebody else, but you now have a foundation to build on, so you're gonna know what works and what doesn't work. And if that marketer doesn't know if he's working, you can fire him really fast. You can give him this platform to work with and work with your business, because you know your business better than any marketer can. You just need a foundation to be able to build that campaign on, and so you don't have to do any more guesswork. So that's what I want to offer you. If you are interested in doing this, all you need to do is just click the button below and schedule an appointment with me. It's on your time, whatever time works the best. Just click on the button below and schedule that appointment, and it'll show you the times available that you can do that. And you and I will get together for the one-on-one strategy session. And I will say this, it may take a couple hours to get through that strategy session. And if it takes longer, hey, I'll come back. We'll reschedule another one until we get the tower built, until we understand. So if we have to meet a couple times, 2 or 3 times, usually it doesn't take more than that. But if we have to meet a couple times, hey, I'm willing to do it. Let's get you up and going. I want to teach you this. I want to change the way that you market, and I want you to beat your competition and grow your business like you've always wanted to, so that marketing is no longer a liability for you and is now an investment. That's all I got. So I want to thank you for your time, and I hope to talk with you guys soon. Have a good rest of your day.